It turns out that in the beginning, most new day traders lose money. Well, why is that? Well, it's complicated. There are many things you have to put together. To be successful, you need to know when to buy, when to sell a winner, when to sell a loser, how many shares to trade, when to trade and when not to trade, how to design a profitable strategy, and then which stocks to trade that fit that strategy. That's a lot to put together. So let's talk about the top 5 reasons why day traders don't succeed in the end. The number one reason is they take on too much risk and they trade too many shares. In the beginning, you definitely want to err on the conservative side. You want to trade a small number of shares and become consistently profitable and learn what you're doing. Then, when you're consistently profitable, you go for making more money and you increase your share size. In the beginning, we want to learn how to trade with the odds in our favor. And then we do a lot of trades with the same amount of risk. And then over time, we'll increase that. We want to kind of be like a casino where we don't know which trade is going to work out, but if the odds are in our favor, then we're guaranteed to win in the end. But you got to start out with a small number of shares. Number two, psychology. People tend to have some sort of mental thing that gets in the way. Sometimes it's because they're not following a trading plan or they don't even have a trading plan in the first place. It's very common. If they do have a trading plan, they're not patient enough to wait for entry and exit signals. They're not disciplined about it. They're letting their emotions interfere with following their trading plan. So the idea is to create a good plan and then follow it and not let your mental inner battles take over and interfere with a good plan. The third reason is not having a trading plan in the first place that has an edge, or if you do have it, which most traders don't, then you don't follow it. So a good trading plan shows what typically happens with stocks in certain situations that gives you a statistical edge. For example, stocks tend to pull back if they've been going up in the morning after the open. They tend to have a pullback or a reversal around 10 o'clock, plus or minus 15 minutes. Okay. Now, does that always happen? No, but there is a clear tendency for that to happen around that time frame. Okay, it happens pretty typically, pretty often. So you can design a trading plan based on that. You could trade reversals and learn how to pick highs and play the fade, play the opposite side, or you could play a pullback. If a stock is strong, it comes down, you buy it when it starts to go back up again. That's a low risk trading spot to buy. So those are two potential strategies right there based on one known tendency in the market. The fourth and very common classic error is of rationalizing after the stock hits your stop, but you don't get out. You rationalize it and you let it go and you let it go and you let it go, and it just gets worse and worse, and you end up having a big loss. Well, that's not good. The saying is you need to learn how to take a small loss, which is part of the business. Everybody is going to have a small loss. But if you don't know how to take a small loss, eventually you're going to have a large loss. And that is not acceptable. You never have to take a large loss, but small losses, everybody's going to have those. So make sure you stick to your stops. Having said that, most new traders put their stops way too close because they don't want to take a loss. And so what do? They put their stops 2 or 3 cents away, and that increases your odds of getting stopped out. So you need to give your stock some room to work. You need to give your trade what's called wiggle room, which means that the stock is not necessarily showing a change in direction, but it's just wiggling up and down as it marches on its way to whatever direction it's going till the end of the trade. So you don't want to get out of a trade when the wiggle room is going on, when the wiggles are happening, when you could still make more on the trade. Okay, or you don't want to get stopped out early on so fast. So give your stocks room enough to not get stopped out so quickly. Now, typically that might mean 0.25%. It might mean 10 to 15 cents. It kind of depends on the stock and it depends on your strategy, but don't put it, less than 5 cents away unless you're trading a really low price stock like $10 a share, because usually that's way too close. Okay, so that's what you need to know for now. I hope you don't make any of these same mistakes. You learned something from this video. This is Greg Kilpack with Trader to Be, and good luck in your trading.